Hi and welcome back. In this video, we're going to turn our CSVs into JSON, just for us to understand a bit better how that works, and whether there's any benefits to using JSON instead of CSV. Often I find that JSON does give you a bit more flexibility and makes things a bit easier, just because it very easily translates into Python dictionaries, and also this just gives you a bit more exposure to how Python works. If you don't want to move this app over to JSON, feel free to just go into the next video and we're going to look at databases instead. First thing to do is to change our comment up here to say we are using JSON. Then I'm going to change the file to be books.json. And now we will begin using our interface here to create our files. Now, when we create a book table, we are wanting to make sure the file is there. And we're going to change this later on. We're going to get an error when we try to use this, but let's leave it like that just for now. Then let's first implement the getAllBooks function, because that's the easiest one. So I'm going to delete all of this except the context manager, and all that we have to return is json.load of the file. Of course, we'll have to import JSON at the top. Remember, the JSON file is going to be a list that does stuff and has maybe some books in here. There's like name is name, something like clean code. Author is going to be Robert, and red is going to be true. JSON can store true and false values, so feel free to store them directly in JSON, which simplifies things a little bit. So it's going to be a list of dictionaries, and that's cool. So when we get all the books, we do json.load, and that gives us a list. When we have our list, we can iterate over it, and we can do everything that we could with a normal list. Just pretend that it's this that we've put in a variable. So when we want to add a new book, how are we going to do that? Well, we need somehow to open up the JSON file and write a new dictionary to it. Now it's no longer as simple as appending something at the end, because we have to append something between this curly bracket and this square bracket, something like this. So it's not so easy. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing that we did with marking books as read and deleting them. I'm going to open all the books, read them all, append one using Python, and then save them all back. So books is going to be getAllBooks. Then we're going to do books, which remember is a list, so we can do append to it. And then we're going to append a dictionary using the parameters that we got here. And it's going to start off as false for the red status. Of course, at the end, we want to